North Central Connected. It is April. We skipped a couple of months. We've had a lot of stuff going on. But I am once again joined by our CEO and General Manager, Kevin Doddridge.
Hello, thanks, Justin.
Our Director of Safety and Loss Control, J.D. Cox.
Good to be here.
And our Director of Marketing and Business Development, Michael Bellapani.
Thanks, Justin.
And I am Justin Jaggers, your Media Specialist and brand new father. That's another reason.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I was going to ask you, you've missed, but did you get caught up on your sleep while you were out?
Oh, I was probably a month or two behind sleep before.
Or do you even know what sleeping at night is anymore?
No, it's I think I managed to get 6 hours last night because he just, every 2-3 hours, like clockwork, he's hungry and needs changing and all that.
The real McCoy still come on at 2 in the morning? Or?
I don't know. I've cut the cord a long time ago. So if it's not on Netflix and Hulu or Disney Plus or HBO Max, I don't have it. So anyways, it's April. We had a lot going on in February and March, and I'm just going to throw it right over to you because that was
a lot going on.
Yeah,
a lot of different things going on. Some weather events. We did a quick little podcast there, I think February 15th or 16th or so, when we'd gotten the first round, a little bit of sleet and some extreme cold, but looking at a pretty good snow event. And we're real happy. People say you dodged a bullet. Well, we didn't. We got, 10 inches of snow or more over the course of a day and a half.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it was kind of a dry snow when it accumulated. If it had been a lot wetter, I think we would have had some issues. But it wouldn't have taken much for that to happen. And once again, I always credit the staff and the planning that we go through at North Central, our maintenance program, our right-of-way program where we're trimming the trees out there. And as I say, the right-of-way works for every member except for when they're on your property. And I understand what an inconvenience that can be at times. But it's really starting to pay for itself. And the good thing that came out of that was we had some systems down in central and south Mississippi that got a significant amount of ice. And when we knew that we weren't in trouble up here, we were able to go help them out, which is always a good thing when you can do that. And then we just moved right on into tornadoes and thunderstorms, I guess. We just and once again, it's like I say, if we can keep tree limbs clear from the lines, the further back the better, where they're not bumping into them, or if they fall they may not hit them. And one tree can do a lot of damage. So we had some instances of outages when the storms came through, scattered stuff, kind of consistent stuff, but we never hit what we call that extreme outage area, to where we got thousands and thousands of people out, and it's taken multiple days to get them back on. So we were able to work through the extreme cold, the snow, the severe thunderstorms, all the lightning, made sure that we kept outages to a minimal and came out of it unharmed, I'll say. It's always great when these guys, it's amazing you can do all this work, but when you can do it and stay safe, that's just a testimony to itself. And I'm sure JD will probably get into this a little bit. Once again, just make sure. Sometimes I'll say our maintenance is doing great. We dodged a bullet. Well, sometimes the weather event transcends what we've done in maintenance. Sometimes we're not able to dodge the bullet. So I just ask our members and everybody in the community to just try to still be aware of severe weather when it's coming. Know that you could have a power outage. Know that outage could be prolonged. I think I mentioned this to some of you after the snow came through in February. The retail in this area really just shut down for a day or two. And the idea that you're going to be able to lose your power, but there's always going to be drive-throughs and retails and everything else, shopping where you can get groceries and stuff, that the knowledge that it's going to be there just really isn't there anymore. You can't really count on it like you used to. And a lot of that, I think, had to do with people just trying to get into work and the retailers' inability to open up. But, you're just going to have to, it's always good to have some idea of what you would do if you were without power for several days and how you would live and kind of how you would handle that at your house. We hope it doesn't happen, but it's always good to have a plan. And JD's always got a plan. Also want to talk about fiber a little bit. Our fiber process, it's got about 7 steps. We plan where we want to roll it out. This isn't going to add up to 7, I can tell already, but there's a plan on where you're going to roll it out. You engineer it. You do make-ready work for the poles and structures so they can accommodate the fiber. You cut the right-of-way. You run the main fiber down the road. You build the drop. You install the service. Worked out. And
I was worried you were running out of fingers for a second.
And we're doing an outstanding job, in my opinion, of 6 of those. And the 7th one is getting that drop run from the main line to your home. So we apologize. We kind of got a bottleneck there right now. And some of that's been dictated by weather. Running that drop, currently the process takes more than 1 trip, which means when you think about all the rain we've had, all the snow, it's one more opportunity for us to tear your yard up, which is something that neither one of us really wants to do. And we lost a lot of work days, construction work days when we had those snow events and those rain events and all that storm. So that's the one little hiccup that we're having right now. And weather has dictated a lot that we do, and we got a lot of people working on this project. On any given day, it'd be hard for me to tell you, but anywhere from 50 to 75 contractors working on getting this fiber built out. So the coordinating of it's difficult, but we're doing a pretty good job there. But when you're looking at that many people and the amount of fiber that's being built really throughout the South right now, it's kind of a thin labor market out there. It's kind of hard to find people. We got people that are qualified, obviously, but experience-wise, they haven't done a lot of this. So we're trying to kind of work through that right now. And what we're hoping is maybe we'll get a couple days of good weather where we've got some more people to come in and help us coordinate and determine where these drops should be run, when they should be run. So some of you people that have are probably on the verge of exhausting your patience, be patient a little bit more, because we're starting to work some of those people that have been waiting for quite a long time and trying to get them taken care of. And very optimistic that here in a couple of weeks we will be moving at a pace that we had originally anticipated. But appreciate all the work that the contractors have done and the Northcentral employees that do a fantastic job working with the member to get this rolled out. And April has always been Lineman Appreciation Month, or there's been a day in there designated for lineman appreciation. And, at North Central, especially looking upon the last several months, we appreciate everything that all of our employees do. And every employee, and I like to emphasize this, every employee has a key role. No one at North Central is just an anything. And if you look at the way we all work together, there's not one department or one employee that's going to succeed without the assistance of someone else. Everybody's got to have everybody. So we like to use this month as Employee Appreciation Month and designate an Employee Appreciation Day. And really great that we can do that, because if you look at the last 12 months, the people working here have been through quite a bit and have had to respond to significant challenges, as well as moving us into this telecommunications business. So a lot's been on their plate, and we certainly appreciate everything that they do. And really, that's about all I had, with the exception of, I went to a dermatologist a couple of weeks ago. And that dermatologist started on this side and just kind of came all the way around, cutting stuff off of my face. Now, JD, why do you think that was necessary?
Well, that just keeps more serious problems
What a
down the road.
Best transition we've ever had in this podcast.
Because we've had some bad ones.
I was wondering where you were going with it.
It's better than, you're next.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Kevin kind of teed that up perfectly. And in the last couple of months in the Today magazine, Kevin has talked a couple of different times about how the weather and seasons are changing right now. I didn't realize we were going to have all 4 seasons in the last month, but it seems like we have definitely been riding that roller coaster. So his advice is very much heeded there. And when we talk about the changing seasons and stuff like that, it just reminds me to talk about the emergency planning that is out there. And I tell people all the time, when something happens, that's not the time to plan. That's the time to take action. And the only way that we're able to be effective in taking that action is to have a plan. So in times of different types of weather events and things of that nature, if you can go to the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency's website, they have got a lot of great information and have done a good job at making it really user friendly. And once you get on the website, if you'll hit the preparedness tab, then there's a lot of different topics in there, from hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquake, winter weather, floods, and really, even doing this every day, after I read that, sometimes it reminds me of some things that that I need to think about. So certainly not when the event happens. Just remember that's a time to take action. But please just sit down. There's things in there you can use at work, you can use at home, you can use out when your kids are playing sports and things of that nature. So please just, if you don't mind, when you get a chance, just reference the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency's website.
msema.org.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And just continuing on from that, we have National Electric Safety Month coming up in May. So we've got some time. We've got a lot of good information from the Electrical Safety Foundation International. They provide a lot of great resources and things of that nature. So be sure to look at your social media from Northcentral. We'll be sending out a lot of good information there. A lot of great topics there. Again, you can go to their website. In addition to what we're going to send out, there's home safety, workplace safety, disaster safety, and there's always kid safety there. And if you're a school teacher in education, anything of that nature, really there is a lot of resources on there. If you wanted to just make some posters, there's all kind of stuff that you can just print out. Basically all the work is done. And if you wanted to speak with that about the school children about electrical safety, your resources and materials there. As always, if you have any questions or would like Joel or myself to come out and have an electrical demonstration trailer and talk about some of those things, we'd be glad to come out. Hopefully some of these things are going to be opening up and we can actually get out there in the schools and really have a good time and talk about some safety in the process. And now we're going to get to what Kevin was.
I didn't think he was going to get there.
We said it was a good transition.
My segue was lost.
Now that we're going to get to what Kevin kind of led us into, and just wanted to talk about sunscreen a little bit. Kevin talked about his experience, and unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I've had several similar experiences. But really didn't talk about sunscreen and protection of those things when I was younger, and really until I got until I got to be a young adult. To be quite honest with you, I really never even heard of it. But this time of year, the sun really is intensifying, and the UVA rays are really starting to become an issue. So if you're going to go outside, make sure that you apply some sunscreen. Really, a 30 SPF sunscreen is fine. They have found that about 97% of the harmful rays from the sun can be blocked just by a level 30 SPF sunscreen. So, you really don't have to, cake on the lot thicker sunscreens. Just remember that no matter what they say, there is no sunscreen that is sweat-proof or waterproof.
No.
So they do recommend, especially if you're in and out of the water, won't be long, the pools will be getting cranked up. About every couple of hours, they want you to reapply the sunscreen. And just take it from me, it's very well worth the preventative steps that you take to keep that cancer away from your face, because once they start cutting on you and freezing on you and all that stuff, it doesn't get any better. So just heed the warning.
Well, I'll second that, because second-degree sunburns are not fun either, from personal experience. So yeah. Well, it's just never thought about it. All the years out there playing sports. Then of course transitioning into the workplace, working outside on the
construction crews and stuff like that. Just over time, I just really didn't know. I was really ignorant to it as to the effects that it was causing, and now it's catching up with me. So, as Kevin said, sunscreen, very important. Don't forget.
I really regret that we don't have a sunscreen article for today in Mississippi, so it'd be easier to transition over to you.
Well, we can still transition, you know. Kevin alluded to some labor issues we've had with our fiber project, and really, I think what we're experiencing here locally is a labor issue across every industry. Retailers are shorthanded, food service is shorthanded. We're seeing longer wait times for pizza deliveries, and folks just having trouble getting people to show up to work. And I thought you had a great article in the Today in Mississippi this week that came and hit last week's mailboxes, but on remote working opportunities. So, you know, for those who feel like they want to stay at home and work remotely, there's some neat resources to help you learn how to do that. But I follow these community pages from time to time, and I see people post out there, where do I find a job? Who's hiring? Is there a job fair anytime soon? Be sure to go and download the Mississippi Works app. Mississippi Works is an app that is tracks jobs available statewide, and you can search it by industry, you can search by zip code, and I think as of the recording of this podcast, there's over 45,000 jobs available in the state of Mississippi. So, I mean, we're at a point right now to where, you know, if you're ready and able to work, you can find a job. So please encourage your folks to do that. And then, you know, you can always go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and look at career opportunities and the outlook for those. And I'm going to tell you, fiber splicers and line workers are right there at the top of good job opportunities for a career. So
there's about 2,100 pages worth of listings on MississippiWorks.org.
It's crazy
right now. So yeah,
we're almost to a point to where we've got more jobs than people. So.
Yeah.
But I wanted to highlight a few community events. You know, I'm glad to see these events are sponsored or coming back up. These are events that we sponsor from time to time, and we're able to gather in person now that more vaccines are getting out, and we're able to distance a little bit. The Palmer Home is a worthy organization. They're having their 17th annual Mudbug Bash, and that's going to be on April 17th from 3 to 5 on Panola Street on the square in Hernando. And that's going to be a to-go event. For tickets, you can visit their website, the Palmer Home's website, and pick up crawfish and then food from local vendors, as well as some displays and handouts from their sponsors. So it's always a great event. If you'll notice in the Today in Mississippi this month, we had two events that are sponsored by the Olive Branch Chamber of Commerce, and the first is the Miss Olive Branch pageant. It's a scholarship pageant where they're giving away up to $3,000 in scholarships total to the top 5 that place in the pageant, and that's going to be held at Whispering Woods on the 24th at 7 o'clock. Also, the James Lunsford Memorial Golf Scramble at the Olive Branch Country Club will be Thursday, the 29th of April. We're going to have a morning and an afternoon flight, and it's probably one of the better attended golf tournaments, fundraisers that they have each year. So call the chamber office for either of those events if you want to attend or sponsor, and that number is 662-895-2600. Junior Auxiliary of DeSoto County is a wonderful organization, and they are hosting their only in-person annual fundraiser, and that's going to be the Day at the Derby, a Kentucky Derby gathering at Cypress Hall in Hernando on May 1st. For more information on that, visit their website at jadesoto.gives. The DeSoto Council's annual Industrial Relations Salute to Industry Golf Tournament is going to be at Cherokee Valley on the 13th of May. Also another top golf tournament and fundraiser this year. It will be on the 13th at Cherokee Valley. You can visit the DeSoto Council's website or call Cherokee Valley's Pro Shop for more information on that. And lastly, the Bahia Garden Club, in conjunction with the National garden clubs they have sponsored a Blue Star Memorial that will be built. It's going to be on Brunswick Street in Byhalia, and they'll have a dedication of that memorial on Saturday, May 15th. At 1 o'clock, and this is a living tribute to the men and women who've served in the armed forces. And this is a program, the Blue Star Memorial Program, started over 70 years ago, and there's going to be more than I think this will be over 3,000 Blue Star markers that have been dedicated across the country. So please make a note to visit that or follow it, and if you can't make it that day, go back and see the memorial. So.
All right. Well, I think that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more thing, Justin, wanted to talk about this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have about 20 young people from across our state coming up. We have an apprentice lineman training school too, which is a little bit of an advanced school. They'll be coming up and have some instructors here to teach them techniques to work on energized equipment out of bucket trucks and things of that nature. So again, North Central has a strong commitment to workforce development, and this is an exciting week for us, and we're very fortunate and excited about hosting the school, and just look forward to people from across the state coming up and to attend that class.
Yep, and we'll be filming some stuff that's happening with that, and you can see that on our social media. Transition. You can follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, North Central Electric Cooperative, North Central Connect, and North Central Connected, the social media presence for this podcast. So follow us, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you want to email us, if you want your local nonprofit or something that you want us to bring up during this podcast, email us at podcast@northcentralelectric.com. If you experience any issues with your power, questions with customer service, call us 662-895-2151. All right. Y'all have a good month.
Thanks.